Hey friends, it's Mads. In this video, I am going to be sharing with you some sad news that has been making its way around the yarny streets about Hobbii.com. Now, I just want to preface this video by saying that all of the information I'm going to be providing you has been gathered from posts and comments from crafters like yourselves. At the point of filming this video, there has been very limited communication from staff at Hobbii, so this little discussion is very one-sided and is based on the crafter's point of view. Now, I am not affiliated with Hobbii at all. I am just going to be trying to give you a biased review of the situation. I do really enjoy their yarns and was hoping to buy more yarns in the future, however, that may not be possible. So a couple of days ago, on the 22nd of May 2025, posts started appearing on the Knit and Crochet with Hobbii Facebook group. These posts mentioned that the crafter received emails from Hobbii alleging that they would no longer be servicing their country. For example, if you were located in Japan, the email said that Hobbii would not be servicing Japan as of the 1st of June. It did not mention a reason why, but did offer a 10% discount code as a token of appreciation. Now, these posts caused a bit of a stir on the Facebook group, obviously, because not many people knew what countries were actually affected, since the email did not specify all of the affected countries, just that the country that the crafter was in. People started piecing together what countries were affected through the comments of these posts, with crafters from Australia and New Zealand mentioning that they had received the email as well. A few people did think that this was a spam email because they, even though they were in the affected country, did not receive communication from Hobbii about these changes. I, for example, have bought from Hobbii before. I'm a part of their little app and their mailing list, but I have not received any communication in terms of email from them at all, advising that they would no longer be selling to Australia as of the 1st of June. The only way that I found out was through scrolling on Facebook, and I happened to stumble upon one of these posts. So a few crafters did reach out to Hobbii through other methods, so through their website, emailing their support email, just to check if this was a spam. And sadly, it has been confirmed that as of the 1st of June 2025, Hobbii would no longer be selling to Japan, Hong Kong, Australia and New Zealand, so 4 affected countries. Now, at this point in time, there was no other communication from Hobbii. There was nothing mentioned on the website, there was nothing on the app, there's nothing on their public Facebook page or Instagram page either, and at the point of filming, there is still nothing. The only communication that came out from Hobbii.com was a post from their head of socials on this Knit and Crochet with Hobbii Facebook page, which I will put up on the screen and read out to you now. So the post said, "Hey everyone, Christian here. I work as head of socials at Hobbii. First of all, thank you for your passion, your patience, and for speaking up. I've seen your posts and messages, and I completely understand the frustration, confusion, and sadness caused by the recent emails, and I want to personally address it and give you some clarity. It's true, we've made the incredibly difficult decision to stop serving a few countries from our Hobbii.com store: Japan, Australia, Hong Kong, and New Zealand. This decision wasn't made lightly, and it's purely based on logistics and the challenges of maintaining a level of service you deserve in those regions. This only affects the countries mentioned above. If you are in the US, Canada, and other markets serviced by Hobbii.com, we are still here for you as always and will continue to do so. I know that receiving these messages without prior communication on our website or channels wasn't ideal. That's on us. We should have communicated that more clearly and proactively, and for that, I sincerely apologize. It was never our intention to cause confusion or worry. To those who have supported us from these affected countries, thank you. You have been an incredible part of our community. We are deeply grateful and are truly sorry we cannot continue serving you for now. We are working on improving how we communicate such changes going forward, and if you ever have doubts or questions, then I am happy to answer those. Again, I appreciate you all and thank you for being such a warm, creative, engaged community. Warm regards, Christian, head of socials at Hobbii." Now, this post from Christian came out 2 days before the filming of this video, and there is still nothing on their public platforms. Lots of crafters are calling out Hobbii on their inadequacy of communicating these major changes to the impacted customers. which I wholeheartedly agree with. I mean, if I was not an avid social media user, I may not have even found out until I went to purchase more yarn. Lots of people wouldn't have budgeted for a yarn purchase for the rest of this month, so trying to gather the funds or think about every yarn that you would need to finish your current whips to can be very stressful in such a short amount of time. So Hobbii really should have done better with communicating this change. A few comments on these posts mentioned that even the Australian designers who collaborate or are associated with Hobbii and use their yarn to create patterns were not advised prior to the general public. So fairly inadequate communication in my opinion. I mean, even though the head of socials did come out and apologize about the miscommunication or the lack of communication, I should say, on their Facebook group, nothing has been done since. So I don't really think that they're taking their customers' opinions and stuff on board. They should have at the very least put something up on their website or their Instagram or their Facebook mentioning that as of this particular date, no more orders will be accepted from Australia, New Zealand, Japan and Hong Kong. So what this means for you if you are in an affected country: your account will be closed as of the 1st of June, which means any points that you have gathered so far or any paid patterns you have bought will disappear. So now is your time to use your points, use your gift cards, download all of your paid patterns and purchase any yarn that you think you might need to finish your projects or that you have been saving up for. You will not be able to purchase these yarns as of the 1st of June unless other people decide to sell these yarns through places like Etsy or Amazon, or you could find a similar yarn brand at a different site. However, with a lot of the Hobbii brands, this may not be possible. From the 1st of June, people in the impacted countries will still be able to access free patterns, but that is it. You will not be able to participate in Hobbii for anything other than entertainment. You cannot win anything, you will not get points, so it is fairly useless. It's like we're basically being cut off from Hobbii.com, which I'm sure they have legitimate reasons for. Logistics isn't an easy process to navigate, especially with the current environment, so I totally understand their point of view as well. However, I do think they should have communicated this much better and given us a larger amount of time, 1 month at least, for people to be able to gather the funds to be able to buy the yarns that they need. So go get buying until the end of May. Now, if you're not one to panic buy, not to worry. I have put together a little list of websites that you may be able to buy similar yarn from that will still ship to Australia, New Zealand, Japan and Hong Kong as of the filming of this video. I will put all of the links to these websites in the description box below in the order that I am mentioning them. So the first one is Lind Hobbii, which I believe is also in Denmark. They sell similar yarns to Hobbii, including some same brands. Go Handmade, for example, is sold on Hobbii.com and is also available on Lind Hobbii. Cookie yarn as well, available on both sides. They also have gradient cakes that are very similar to Hobbii's gradient cakes, and they have cotton yarn with a good color variety, which would be similar to the Friends cotton, I'd imagine. They also do have velvet yarn with a good color range, which I would imagine would be similar to the Honey Bunny yarn available at Hobbii. Wool Warehouse in the UK also ships internationally and has quite a few well-known brands of yarn, including a good range of cotton yarn from Sheep Cheese. I don't know how to pronounce that very well. Sheep Cheese also does have lovely cakes of yarn that may be similar to the ones available through Hobbii.com. They also have Stylecraft yarns, which is quite popular. Their Cabaret DK weight yarn, for example, is very similar in my opinion to the Universe yarn available through Hobbii. They have less color variety, but the similarities, just from looking at the two images, do look they look pretty much the same. Ice Yarns in Turkey also have a ginormous variety of yarn, probably the most yarn I have ever seen a website offer in my experience of browsing through stores, which I love doing. They, I'm sure, will have yarn similar to Hobbii.com. You may just have to really delve into the site because of the volume of yarns available in there, but they do ship internationally from what I am aware. Pleta Yarns also has a good selection of yarn. They stock yarn art, which the yarn art flowers is very similar to the cakes at Hobbii. They also stock Stanley cakes, which again very similar to the cakes available at hobbii.com. If any of you are aware of websites that sell to Japan, Hong Kong, Australia and New Zealand and have yarn similar to Hobbii, please leave them in the comments below so we could all benefit from it. I am aware of other sites like Knitpicks and Lovecrafts that do have a good variety of yarn. However, from my research, they only ship to Australia, which is where I'm located, but not to Japan and Hong Kong. So there's maybe a couple of options for Australian consumers as well, but I did really try to include all the affected countries in my recommendations. Thank you so much for watching. As I find more information, I will definitely share it with you in the comments, or I may put out a new video depending on the volume of information that comes to light. If you did find this useful, please consider leaving me a thumbs up and subscribing. I put out videos every Saturday and I'm always taking feedback on board regarding content ideas as well. I also do have a crochet along happening at the moment, so if you would like to crochet some adorably gigantic monsters, feel free to join along. I will leave the playlist here for you to check out. I will see you there. Bye!